Get his lens cleaned up a little bit. Yeah, it's a little better. Alright. That'll work at least, though. I'm getting my other devices ready to go live. I think I'm gonna go live from my Tow Truck Wags Facebook. I've never went live from there, so I think I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that one from my phone. Hello. Yes, I'll do that from my phone. I'll use my main profile from the laptop. Switch to Tow Truck Wags. Oh boy. Okay. Live. Need a better ashtray for out here. Start a live video broadcast. Invite others to join you and go live. What? Next. Add a description. Okay. How about Happy Friday? I'm out here in the RV camper slash tow truck, tower truck, tower bus. Jeez. You can have up to 3 guests at a time. Oh yeah? Wow. Well, that's freaking cool. Oh, wait a minute. I have to check my audio on my main. I'm gonna use this thing for a bit. Video, okay. Testing. Dead. I didn't hit no button. Okay, let's see what I got. Yeah. Why do I have no volume? Hello. Testing out my audio equipment here real quick before I go live. I haven't used it in a while, so. Okay, skip. Yes. Okay. Record. That's not working. Okay, audio setup. Recording device. Yeti, that's right. Okay, now let's try it. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Error opening sound device. Try changing the host, playback device, and project sample rate. Volume. Plug. Still nothing. Okay, let's go to hello, San Diego. Don't want that. Desktop documents. Downloads, music. This PC? No. Control panel. Remember back when it used to say control panel and it was easy. Hello, Alan. Just trying to get my microphone to work here. I can't remember how I did it before. Alright. Let's go to files. That's where I was just at. Okay. Settings, there we go. Display sound, input, output, okay. Speakers, okay. That's where that problem is. Okay, fix that. Okay, nope. Microphone, yeah, okay. That all looks good. So, let's try it again. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 4. Audio setup. Playback device. Speakers. Recording device. Yeti. Start monitoring. Hello? Try. See if I can play video if I can hear noise and music. Okay. So I got sound there. So why don't I have sound? Here. Hello. Testing 1, 2. Huh. Yeah. Audio setup. Hello. 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 Oh, wait. Hello. I don't think that's my microphone now. Hello. Hello. Wait. Hello. Yeah, that's not my microphone, but it is getting sound from somewhere. Alright, microphone, what's up? So that's the cable. Okay, so cable also acts as the power. So unplug that bad boy. Power. The Yeti stereo microphone. Hello. I think we got it. I think we got it, guys. Finally. Hello. There we go. We got it. Good. Freaking finally. Alright. Prism to stream from multiple. I have done that. I do have Prism on my GoPro. I have streamed Prism from GoPro. There was a reason I didn't. What was it? It wasn't counting views or something like that. I don't know. On one of the platforms I was using to stream to the Prism and then put them all out, it wasn't counting the views right or something. So I put that one away, but I do still have it because it is nice when I'm not doing it for views. If I'm in a dangerous situation on the highway or something and I want to record in case I get killed, and I don't care about the views count on that. I'm looking for witnesses. So it is very good at to have. I don't know, I got a little bit of a stutter tonight. Maybe I shouldn't. But you never know until you do. Until you try, I guess. It's kind of cool. It makes it look kind of professional. But then again, it's right in my face. Alright. So that's Tow Truck Wags. So let's find Brian Wagaman now. Facebook's weird. It automatically generated an avatar for me. And it knew exactly what I'm wearing. That's creepy. You know what? I'm gonna open this window. I got the ceiling fan on, so this will help pull a breeze through because I am a smoker. And that will help keep it fresh in here a little bit at least. Alright, go live. Go live by yourself or with others. Choose where to publish your live video. Explore additional tools to engage your viewers. Create a test broadcast before going live. Okay, let's do that. Something went wrong. Okay. Son of a bitch. Something went wrong. Okay. Where to post? Post on timeline. Post to a page manage. Post in group. We'll post on timeline. Can you do both? Because that would be dope. No. Okay, so you can't do multiple. Well, I hit go live. Oh shit, am I going live? This is my main. So I have to have it right. Introducing chatbot for live streams. Automate common responses so you can focus more on your broadcast. What kind of crap is that? Why would I want a robot responding to people that are asking me questions? Yeah, during this fall foliage, I do plan on having my GoPro, wearing my GoPro during the parade. That way, people who've never been in the parade, they can see what it's like to be in the parade. I think they'll get a kick out of that. It's a different experience. I'm looking out the windows of my camper at the junkyard that I live next door, and I see a light walking around. I'd have to pop up in the middle of this live stream, and we can go chase a tweaker out of the junkyard. I don't want a chatbot for live stream. Automated responses to questions viewers ask. That's horrible. What is your live about? Alright, so I'm not on TikTok, so I'll light a cigarette. TikTok likes to kick me off. Ban me if I show my firearm or cigarette. Happy Friday. Add to your post. Activity, check in, raise money, business partner, tag people. No, I don't want to do any of those. Select a video source, streaming software, or webcam. Premium streams via settings software are subject to community standards. What is streaming software? Man, I am not up to date. Default microphone. We will use the Yeti. Okay, we got that. Paid enough money for it, I better use it. Okay. It's late. I was up all night long. I stayed the night in the hospital last night with migraines. So that sucks. But I'm better now. They finally killed the migraine, thank God. It really was no fun. Okay. Public. Yes. Monetization, what's that? Tell me more, Facebook. Stars. They don't let me have freaking stars. They do on my Tow Truck Wags page, but not on my main page that has all the followers. I hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. I need to find a way to get everybody in front of me. Excuse just a little there. Now that's in the way. Whoa. Who would have thought? No. Don't have this much problem going live. Microphone's hot. Good. Okay. Let's get you guys back this way. Advertise my little podcaster. Oh, it's backwards and I can see it straight. That's funny. Yeah. It used to have a light. Wonder if it still does. Nope. Apparently Nope. Alright. Damn. Alright. Let's do it. Where's the button I hit to go live? Dashboard. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's even cooler. You can see the comments, the moderations, the settings, profanities. You can suspend people, ban from stream, block keywords, profanity filter, cross post to more pages. What? Publish a poll. Manage on secondary device. What? That's cool. Damn. Sorry, I'm I still don't know how. Yep. I still don't know what button to push to even go live. That microphone's still in the way. It's not even being used, so take you off. Alright, so what button do I push to actually go live? Your profile, post on timeline. When you're going live now, settings and our nice stars. Back. Oh no! Oy vey. Webcam. Share special link with your audience for tips. Maybe I can receive stars on live, I don't know. And you only get like a penny a star, so. No. Post on timeline. Allow viewers to message you directly. Share your video to multiple groups wherever you live. Show groups during a live video to encourage others to join. Auto-generate title for your broadcast. Default stream source you want to go live with. Let's get out of there. Home. I know I went live on this computer before without having this much problem. What's going on? Start screen share. No. Please add. Oh, wait, what did it say? Please add a live title. Okay. Let's do that. Where do I guess I did over here. What's your video about? Title. Happy Friday. Description. I'm sure I have to do that too. Just giving updates and saying hi. Save. Okay. Ah, there's my button to go live. Okay, I can go live now finally. Alright. I think we're finally ready. Well, I have 27 minutes on YouTube already. Alright, let's start Tow Truck Wags is live. 3, 2, 1. Tow Truck Wags is live on the Tow Truck Wags page. Okay. So now let's get this page going. Let's see the dashboard. Bam, there it is. Okay. Stars. Yes. Okay. Back to dashboard. Let's see what we got. Now. Bam. Go live. 3, 2, 1. Live video is starting. You are live now. Alright. So I got a counter. Hello, on the Tow Truck Wags page. I've never went live from this profile, so I'm excited. Hello, Justin Ziegler. There we go. Now we are live on all 3. The keyframe rate is too low. Current frame rate is too low. Recommend keyframe rates are in the range of 2 to 4 seconds. Please update. What? Okay. Oh wow, there's the comments. I'm using a new dashboard and it's confusing. Oh my, the comments go fast, don't they? Hello! I'm on YouTube over here. Brian Wagman here. Tow Truck Wags here. I'm just bored on a Friday night, that's all. And they tell me to be monetized, I have to have so many live minutes logged, and so I don't mind going live. Chicago. You'll be in my neck of the woods. Marion County, or the city of Marion. Hello, Henricus. I'll be seeing you soon in Tennessee. Papa Bear. I was telling my wife about you the other day. She don't watch any TV shows or nothing, but it's cool to tell her I knew a famous person. Arkansas? I don't know if I've ever been to Arkansas. I may have passed through there. Mississippi. I haven't been to Mississippi yet. I'm more famous. That means a lot coming from us. I haven't been on TV yet, though. I guess social media is kind of like the new TV ever since COVID hit. Marion, Indiana. I think that's southern Indiana. Las Vegas, man, I love Las Vegas. I have been to Ohio. I had a successful vacation in Pigeon Forge. I keep trying, but my cars always blow up or something. Every time I go to Tennessee. Crown Point. I was just in Crown Point. I went to the jail that John Dillinger was in that escaped. Did a ghost tour there. It might have been last week. No, it was the week. Either last weekend or the weekend before. I have been on TV a lot for somebody who doesn't have a show. Canada, I haven't been to Canada yet. I can't tell if there's somebody walking around the outside of the camper or not. All I see is a reflection in the windows. Yeah, I went to the jail there and did a haunted ghost tour, which was cool, but they didn't talk about John Dillinger once. They almost seemed offended if you mentioned John Dillinger. Did I always want to dye the beard? No. When I just started TikTok, I had about 10,000 followers, and I made a post saying that if I got 20,000 followers, I would wear a dress, a high-vis dress, and do a toe in it. And I did. It was a tutu, but then I said if I got $30,000 or 30,000 followers, I would dye my beard purple because I hadn't yet became the green guy yet. Purple was my color. Well, then I became the green guy, and everything exploded, and I went from 20,000 followers to. So I dyed the beard. But I did it green instead of purple. And then it kind of became a trademark, so now I'm stuck with it for life. But that's okay, because I've got used to it. Yeah, Dillinger stole the warden's new squad car. I got to go in the federal part of the jail and see the old cells. They wouldn't tell me which. I didn't ask, but they didn't tell us which one was Dillinger's. They avoided Dillinger talk at all costs. It was weird. But it made for a fun trip, though. Hello. Advice for a new rollback driver. I'd say the best advice I could give that would save your life is realize you're not bulletproof. When I first started towing, I wasn't cocky by any means, and I didn't have a power trip because you don't have authority in towing. But when I was parked on the side of the highway loading a car, and cars, they're supposed to move over, so I would stand there. I wouldn't even flinch if a car drove by. I just zoom and I'd flip them off as they passed, and I did that because hey, I'm supposed to be here loading this car. You're not. You're supposed to be moved over. So I was standoffish. And one day on I-70, a semi went by and it was flying. It was going well over the speed limit, and it caught my safety vest that I had on. And thank God those things are tearaway. It caught my vest and ripped the vest half off of me, and I was mad. I flipped them off because I'm supposed to be there, they're not. And then the reality hit me that I was that close to just dying. And first time I've ever got sick to my stomach from nerves like that, I just right on the side of the highway. I was throwing up, scared to death. But Yeah, that's the best advice I would give a new driver is you're not bulletproof. And just because you're supposed to be there and they're supposed to move over, don't mean they won't. They're going to. I learned to use my head real fast, but I'm just made of flesh and bone, and that's like a 20,000-pound missile coming at you. You work at EMS. Can I answer a question? I can try. I'm a smoker. I don't want to be, but I am. I just posted my schedule for the year, where I'm gonna be, and that was hard to figure out. Go back in all my messages from Messenger and find out that who I told yeah I'll be there and who I said no I can't make it. Hello, San Antonio. Any trips up to New Jersey? Maybe in November. I am. I'm trying to scroll back on a comment. Anyway, what I was saying? What was I saying? Yeah, in November I might be around New Jersey. I'll be in Baltimore, and I plan on taking my vacation time about that time. So I'll have about 10 days straight. I'll be off, and so I'll probably be. I know I'm gonna go see New York. I did talk about New Jersey a little bit. For some reason, I'm stuttering. I got stutters tonight. So I'll go ahead and I don't know. I mean, people are on here, but it's something that's something that the people on my Patreon know. I told them that I have Tourette's. I've had it since I was a kid. So I have a lot of ticks and nervous ticks and stuff, and that's why I don't go live a lot, because I'll be good for now for about 5 minutes, and then once I get comfortable and I let my guard down, the ticks will start coming out, and it's usually something stupid, like I'll flick my tongue on the back of my teeth or I'll make a clicking noise, but so I'm not a tweaker, I just have Tourette's. Yes, I used to dress as a superhero to save cats. That was true. It was fun though, damn. All the other guys were out cutting catalytic converters off cars, and something like that. I was out there. I may have looked like an idiot, but I was doing good things, at least in theory. I was trying to do good. I had to quit taking cats in because I couldn't handle it. It's heartbreaking rescuing cats. It'll tear your heart apart. You'll bring them in, you'll fall in love with them, and then find out they're really bad sick, and then they die. It's heartbreaking. How do you decide where to go next? Mm. Well, as far as towing, I go wherever dispatch tells me to. But as far as social media tour type stuff, I try and hit every tow show that I can find a sponsor that'll pay for me to go there. Honestly, I mean, I couldn't have made the trip to Florida and back. That's like a $3,000 trip, and without a sponsor, I couldn't have done. spent my own money to do it, and then I'm going to Utah, and it's gonna be crazy. Yeah, sponsors are the key. I'm no different than the other tow guys out there. I just got really lucky and got seen by the right people on the right day, and they bumped my videos, and I, it's all luck. Social media. It's it's luck getting a following. Anybody could go viral. You post 3 videos a day, over and over, every single day. If you post 3 videos, you're gonna go viral. You know, before long. Uh, One of those videos is gonna hit the lottery of the algorithm, and you'll get your million hit video, and then you'll get your followers piling in. But the trick is, can you keep them? You know, that's where the trick is. That's why a lot of social media people you'll see, they'll be real big all of a sudden, and you'll see their videos for, you know, a couple months, and then you never see them again, and you don't realize it until you see them a year later. But that's a lot of social media people. They include politics into their stuff or their opinions. They tell you what you need to believe because they believe it. I don't do that at all. No way, no sir, no how. The only thing politics does is it's good for an argument. Thank you, Brittany Nicole. Yeah, the Wall of the Fallen's awesome. For those who don't know about it, there's a Wall of the Fallen in Chattanooga, Tennessee at the International Towing Museum that has the names of tow truck operators that have been killed on the job. It's kind of like the, you know, like the, you know, I don't know. I don't want to say the Vietnam Wall because I don't want to compare military to tow truck drivers, but it's same principle. They've been killed in the line of duty, and their names go on the wall, and it's a really humbling experience to stand in front of that wall and see all those names. I'm gonna be there this year whenever they do the new inductions to the wall, or the new names get added. As unfortunate as that is, I couldn't imagine towing in Chicago. Oh my goodness. I drove right through the middle of Chicago during a tow to Wisconsin once. I thought it'd be cool to go through Chicago. It wasn't cool to go through Chicago. Thank you, Adkin. Anthony. I try to keep it real. I mean, I'll add a funny touch to things, but I don't try to sugarcoat it. I don't. If you try and sugarcoat this job, you'll get an an influx of people who aren't made for this job jumping into tow trucks because they think it's going to be nothing but fun and games. So between the funny videos I do have to throw out some serious ones that bring it back to reality. I don't want to be responsible for making people think driving a tow truck's the funnest thing in the world, and then end up dead. If you're in a ditch, call Mitch. Yes, you definitely do. Wyoming. I don't know if I've been to Wyoming or not. Any tips for a wheel lift? I'm a rollback driver. I can drive a wheel lift. I'm just not super experienced at it. I'm not a pro at it by any means. But if you give me a wheel lift and say go tow this car, I'll get it towed. Blew the line for the clutch. Oh man. How long did I do in prison? I've never been in prison. I was never one to get caught. I see people bragging about all their prison time and all that, and I'm like, all you're telling me is that you got yourself caught. Don't brag. No, well, I've done time, but it's never past county. I've done county time. Around here, I think it's anything 2 years or less you go to county. At least that's how it was back in the day. It's probably changed by now. And they were all stupid charges. Failure to appear for small claims courts, stuff like that. I'd get sued and then I'd get scared and run off and get a failure to appear, and then I had like 6 of them active at one time, and that got me put on the most wanted list because I had 6 active warrants and they knew I was running. So that, yeah, they got me. But yeah, I was on the most wanted for small claims cases. The silliest reason I ever went to jail was because I failed to take that silly $50 class that you have to take when you get divorced. I didn't take that class, and I showed up to get my divorce finalized and went to jail. That was crazy. Hello, hello. That was back before COVID, when you would go to jail for almost anything, but now they're almost picky about putting people in jail. There's no room, and then the social distance type stuff. They caught me because I got in a fight with my ex-wife, and I went just totally stupid off the hinges and started yelling at my neighbors in the hallways of the building that was hiding me, because the whole building knew I was on the most wanted. And then, of course, I started trouble with everybody who knew where I was, so of course they called on me, and that was it. Farthest I ever towed was probably from Indianapolis to the Pennsylvania border. Why not upgrade to a manual transmission? I wouldn't mind, but that's as long as it was a good transmission that's nice and smooth. I got a bad leg, so it's a little rougher on me, but I can drive a stick as long as it's pretty smooth. But I don't own a truck, so I just drive what I have. I drive for the boss man. To Minnesota. I like Minnesota. They can run red and blue lights in Minnesota. Opal's doing good. Opal is just he's getting old. He's like 15 years old. So he stays home a lot. He don't like to go out a lot. Last time I took him out, he was breathing real heavy, like stress. He was having a stress attack. So I haven't taken him out since. I don't know if it was because it was extra hot that day or because he was having a panic attack, but it made me feel bad, like I was putting him through it, and I didn't want to do that just for the sake of making videos for people. So Opal stays at home, and he's fine with that now. He'll go outside in the yard every once in a while with me, but that's about it. I wish I could go live more. I plan on it, and then by the time I get all my stuff done, I look at the clock and it's 11 o'clock. And I'm like, man, everybody's going to be asleep. But so I just don't do it. I was going to go live last night, but I got a migraine and ended up in the hospital all night long. And that sucks. I don't get migraines, but the past 3 weeks I've had a migraine on the weekend. And that makes me nervous. It's probably the stress related because I have a lot of traveling coming up starting in September. Well, starting in 2 weeks, I start my tow show tour. So yeah, it's probably stress of everything coming on, all all the travel coming up, plus still being a full-time tow truck driver while I'm doing the touring. So it's not like I'm going to go to this state, hang out, then go to that state, and then that one. I have to go to this. I have to fly to Utah, do that show, and then fly back, and then go to work, and then my next weekend off, I'll fly to the next state and do the same thing. Oh my goodness, a tow from Canada to the Florida Georgia border. I bet that was a beautiful paycheck. Man, I couldn't imagine that one. Every once in a while, I'll get one of those tows where I do that one tow and I'm like, I'm good for the week now. I guess I can just do a couple local here and there tows and not have to worry. But that's one of the things about towing. You can make how much you want. You know, I can go out and make a $2,000 paycheck next week if I really wanted to and wanted to put the hours and time in. Or I could only make a $200 paycheck if I decide to be lazy that week. But I'm trying to kick butt. I'd like to go to Canada sometime. I think you need a passport now, if I remember right. It'd be fun though. What's up from Wick Towing Taylor? Is it meth or is it MacGyver videos? I love those videos. I have to be real careful about them because we get a lot of those cars in a lot. But I don't want, some guy to get impounded and then I do a whole video on his car and then post the video the next day and then have him show up to pick up the car and then stab me. I don't want that. So I'll see the meth car come in and I'll know it's there. And if he hasn't picked it up in a couple weeks, then I know he's not getting out of jail. So the car lot or the junkyard's going to own that car, so I'll go ahead and do the video then. And then I'll wait about 30 days after it's been collected usually, and then I'll post the video because I know I'm safe then. But there's some that they pretty much tell us that they're not coming back for the car, keep it, and they'll sign the title over even. So I can go ahead and do those videos right away. Yeah, those videos are fun. There's some of my old cars, and I have pictures and videos of them that I could post that would fit the Isn't Meth or MacGyver cars, and that I'll let you know a secret. It wasn't MacGyver back then. They were bad. I had a Ford LTD. And I wanted it to be jacked up in the back, so I took some cheap jacks, the little wind-up jacks you get with your spare, and I put it under the axle and pushed up on the frame. And I tied those with coat hangers. I drove around with 2 tire jacks, jacking my car up from the axle. I took a suitcase, cut it in half, and glued it and bolted it to the hood. Made that a hood scoop. And I thought, then I saw a car with hood pins. I was like, hey, that's cool too. So I took 2 cat food can lids, ripped the lids off, and I hot glued those to the car. And it looked like, if you were standing 40 foot away, it looked like a badass car. And then I got in a wreck with it, and the insurance company, they about died. And they saw what it was. I got a picture of that. I'll post that sometime. I think every town has the Meth or MacGyver cars. It's great. Save some beans for the rest of us. Yeah. I thought that would be maybe a catchphrase that caught on. I haven't had a catchphrase that's caught on yet that I can put on merch. What year LTD? It was like It was a weird one. It wasn't. It had a weird rear window. I know that. It wasn't one of the ones that everybody, is after and soups up. It was like a big, looked like a big square Caprice style car, but the window was weird. It had a curve to it. I'm not sure what year that was. Yeah, I've been waiting. It's been 3 years now that I've been waiting on something to pick on, something, some kind of catchphrase, something I say to pick up, but it hasn't. Nova Scotia. The straps I used. I made a video today. All I have to do is do a voiceover about it, and I'm going to post it tomorrow. I already posted a commercial type video today, and I don't want to do more than one in one day because I don't want people to think I'm a sellout. So I'll post the video tomorrow, but they are from bearmotion.com. It's a 4-point tie down kit is what it's listed as. It's really cool. Yeah, they go through the rim. They're awesome little straps. I love them. And they're fast. I use them on a lot of tows. I won't use them on big trucks or Hummers or nothing like that because that's a lot of weight. I trust the chains better on those. And it always seems like I have to pull over and tighten straps down. Just not those straps specifically, but straps as a whole. If I'm towing something super heavy, but I always seem to. They always. It's weird. I don't know where you would find them other than a tow show. A tow show is where I found mine. But you can get them on the website, bearmotion.com. And if you use the code WAGS10, you save 10%. I think it's on my... No. I posted it on my Instagram about 2 hours ago. Those straps. It was just a picture. I put the link in the comments. I don't use Instagram a whole lot. It looks like I do because whenever I post on here, I have it to where it automatically shares to Instagram. So, I need to build my Instagram though. Trying to get my YouTube built. I just can't seem to get it there. It's a pain in the butt. I've got the subscribers, but I have to have 4,000 hours of watch time, or it means people have watched 4,000 hours worth of my videos as a whole, and then I can be monetized. It's frustrating, and I don't think YouTube counts certain videos for some reason because I know that I've watched, you got 1,900 watch hours this month, and I'll look and they've only added, 300 watch hours, so I don't know what the rules are. Good night, Cody Hillbilly Jenkins. Have a good one. West Virginia. Smoke Rings, West Virginia. Yes, I will do a video on how to do a lowered car or a bagged car that's laying on the ground. The problem is we don't have any of those around here. As soon as one comes through my little town and breaks down and I get the tow, I will do a video on it. Because people are so adamant that they can't be towed. I don't know every way to do it, but I know a couple. I know there's ways that I could get in there and blow the bags up, air up the bags. If blown front bags, oh my, that would suck. But I know how I would get it at least. Good night, Mr. Dennis. I would love to stop and do a video on that because I've had so many people ask me, and I almost feel defeated because I can't prove them wrong. But and and now I'm getting threats because of the video I did last week when I witnessed that wreck in Indianapolis and the people got out. You know, they took all their belongings out of the car and then disappeared into the bushes right when the cops got there. And all kinds of threats from that one. You snitch, he's a snitch. Snitches get stitches. I'm like, for one, I didn't call the cops. I just pulled up and they very obviously seen the GoPro on the front of my chest. They saw me holding my phone. Although I did try and hide my phone like I wasn't recording. Just I didn't want to be the awkward guy holding his phone like this. But, yeah. Yeah, so now they're all them up in Indy. There's whoever that kid's friends are. They're not fans of mine. I didn't even call the cops. Before I even pulled up, I was already recording on my phone, so. To be young and dumb again. Well, and the girl in the video, she actually commented on the video. So she told on herself right there because nobody knew who she was. No one had said any names. Yes, I am not on call tonight. Hello, hello. Yeah, I mean, it's not like they... Yes, we'll definitely have to stop and get a coffee next time you come through. And it's not like they... I know it's not like they hit another car or killed a whole family or nothing. They were the only ones that got hurt. That that guardrail, it was completely ripped up out of the ground. They were flying when they hit that thing. And that could have easily been my granddaughter in the car that they hit and killed. So I don't feel bad. No, that's what pushed me over the edge to posting the video. Because I didn't just want to be a dick and post it. But that's what pushed me over the edge because they were laughing as they ran through the bushes. These kids needed a wake-up call because they're going to kill somebody. So, hello, hello. Philly style. How was my nights off work? This weekend, I get 3 nights off. It used to only be 2, and that was on a Tuesday and a Saturday. But then social media happened, and it got to the point where I was going to have to decide, drive a tow truck or do social media. And that was a tough one because the money was the same on both sides. So my boss, he was a great guy. He made it to where it could work to where I work 4 straight days and then I get 3 days off. So I use the 4 days working, I bust my ass. Those 4 days I try at least. And then the 3 days off, the first day I take to relax, and then the next 2 days I work on my social media videos. Which is usually while I'm sitting in the passenger seat of the car on my way to some weird, crazy location that we found on the internet to make more content. We just went and saw that yacht, a warship / yacht cruise liner it's stuck in a creek on the Kentucky-Indiana border. That was really cool. I do got it good. I'm very blessed. I worked the first year I worked. I didn't take a single day off, but that was by my choice because I loved it towing so much. But yeah, I'm very blessed, and I know that. Thank you, dispatcher lady and guy. Thank you. Have a good night. Utah drivers suck. I'll be in Utah September something. I posted it today for the Slow Down Move Over Day you guys are having. The Utah Professional Towing Alliance got a hold of me and is flying me out there for the tow truck parade they got going on. I'm excited about that because it sounds really cool. And they said there's going to be a taco truck. And that sounds even really cooler. Yes, I have dyed my whole beard green before. It looked really stupid. It was cool. I dyed it the night before the Baltimore Tow Show last year. Or, 2 nights before. Bleached my whole thing white, and then I dyed the whole thing neon green. And I had never done that, and it looked ridiculous because I had no black stubble behind it to outline my face. It just looked like I was a big green cotton ball. Vancouver. Hello, Vancouver. Massachusetts. Good night, Massachusetts, Jessica. Need to do it red? Oh my goodness. I don't know if I would look good in red. Hello, Bob Fleming. Good night, Terre Haute. I don't get to go to Terre Haute very much. Surprising. New Mexico, I love New Mexico. I did the whole Route 66 twice, and my favorite part was New Mexico both times. That and Arizona. I'll always love Arizona the best, but New Mexico, I really enjoyed New Mexico. Yes, I'm going to the Tennessee Tow Show this year. I actually posted today the list of all the places that I have set in stone that I am definitely going. And there's still a lot of places that I'm probably going to go that just aren't set in stone yet. Very cool, Eddie Miller. Everybody should do that at least once. And you know what? I do play with that kendama, however you pronounce it. It's actually in this camper. I want to get up and grab it. I'm not 100% sure which chair it's in, but yes, I play with that thing all the time. Yes, I'm waiting until I can get good enough to do it to make a video of it because it's fun. It's hard. I thought it was going to be like one of the little things you flip the cup on a stick and catch the ball. It's not like that at all. The triangle lights are called Road Commander lights from Night Beams. NITE beams. Yes, I will definitely tag you in that video once I get good enough. I got an iPhone that does really awesome slow motion video, and I can do some really cool tricks in slow motion maybe. It's 11:30 at night. I can't believe there's people on here. I figured everybody'd be out partying or living their lives, but Kitty is inside the house. I'm outside in my little tour bus thing, camper. It's really just a camper, but I call it a tour bus because I think it sounds cooler. Thank you, April Nicole. Thank you. I think you're like maybe the only person that's ever sent me stars. That's wild. Barbie girl. That reminds me. What the hell was that noise? I heard a ding. Oh, he sent stars. Thank you, Travis Taylor.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's funny. They were just asking about him.
I was watching.
Opal. Here. Here, bud. You guys are lucky. Come on. You can't come that way. You're not gonna fit. You got too big. Here. Get this cigarette away from you. There he is. Whoop. Opal. People been asking about you. They've been asking about you, bud. Hey, look. There's an open window right there, and you can get fresh air. I don't think you can climb out the screen, right? Yep, you're good. You can chill there and get fresh air and be in the video. That's my cat Opal. He used to ride with me. He has his own little high-vis safety vest. We bought a vest for small dogs, and it fits him perfect. So, yeah, if you ever want to get a vest for your cat, go on Amazon and get a dog vest, but get the small. Although he's not as small anymore, he's got bigger now, but your kitty is adopted, not your real cat. Oh my. Meow. They're all talking about you. Got Opal. The worst time of my life is when Opal came in. Does he ride well? Yes. Yeah, he left. When I got him, he'd just been ran over. Ow. Been ran over by a car, and he couldn't walk with his hind end legs. So I carried him in my jacket under my armpit and carried him. And I was living in my car, so he got used to the car really fast. So you don't have any problem riding in a car. Come here. Come up here. Go on, Dipper. You don't have any problems. He's lived in the car just like me most of his time, so. No. No. You're supposed to be up there. You're gonna claw me and scratch me. Yes, Opal has ridden on the bike. Got shorts on and he wants to claw my legs. Yeah, he's ridden on the motorcycle. I have a backpack that has a clear plastic box on the back, and he sits in that and rides it. I guess it's made for animals to ride or walk on a backpack. Probably not made for him to ride a motorcycle down the highway in, but we did. He's never been out here before, so he's super excited. And I know that there's been animals out here before, so he's smelling them. No, he came to me, and he's gonna get on the table. When I first got divorced from my first wife, I just lost my kids, lost my wife, lost my job, lost my house, lost everything. And there he was, ran over, showed up to me one day, quit, and I took him with me, and we've been together ever since. No. Don't step on buttons. Come on, off the table. The weirdest thing I've hauled, That's a good question. That's like people asking me about my craziest tow, and it's really hard to narrow them down. Uh, it's really hard. I've towed boats, which it's not bad. I towed a Zamboni. Yeah, I live in Indiana. We don't have Zambonis here, but I towed a Zamboni. Uh, yeah. No. I said, why are you in a camper? Is that where you're living? No. It's my getaway. It's like I've turned it into a tour bus type deal / mobile podcast. Got my mics and everything set up out here, so I come out here and do my video editing and to get some peace and quiet, get away from any distractions, and then plan is take it across country selling merch, shirts, hats, whatever, as I go to different tow shows around the country. That's how I'd like to make my living, and eventually just travel around doing tow shows and making videos. But stop. I need to be able to make content, and I need to drive a tow truck to do that. So I don't think I'm ever gonna have the ability to choose between social media and towing. I'm gonna have to do both no matter what. What's a Stars party? I've never towed a burning Tesla. I think I have towed a Tesla once though, but it was weird. The guy had it in neutral when I pulled up. Yeah, he's probably stressing out. He's drooling on me. Thank you. Opal has left the building. How long have I been driving a rollback? 6 years now, working towards my 7th. Doesn't sound like a lot, but man, it's a lifetime in the towing world. It really is. Russian blues. They're like one of the only hypoallergenic cats, so it doesn't matter if you're allergic to cats, you can still be around a Russian blue. Yeah, I have my CB. I had it hooked up and I had antennas, but the antennas got broke off one day on my day off, so I didn't want to spend $20 for 2 more antennas and $40 for both of them and lose them again, so I just left them off. So I can hear things on the CB, but I don't even try to talk. Duluth, Minnesota. I do go through Minnesota every once in a great while. I like Minnesota. Or no, that's Missouri. I'm thinking of Missouri. I don't know if I've ever been to Minnesota. There went a moped. New Hampshire. I haven't been there. That's on the East Coast, right? I think. Man, 33 years at the same company. That's awesome, though. It's hard to find drivers that stay with one company. I've only worked for one company so far, and do I like this live or TikTok better? Uh, I like I like going live here, because every time I go live on TikTok, I get banned. I don't even know what I do half the time, so I quit doing it. trying to figure out this new dashboard they have for the lives. I didn't know I had it. That's cool. Just, yeah, I'm still learning social media, believe it or not. With the wasps, yeah, those wasps are still there too. Right now, they're there. They're like a football field away from me right this moment. All those wasps waiting. What's that? What? Badges? It's weird. I'm good at the social media at videos or making posts, but as far as lives go, I've never got into it a lot. I want to. It's a lot of stuff to learn now. Yeah, I could use bug killer or propane or even brake fluid and all that and kill the wasps just like that, but I don't like a fight that's not fair. I know it sounds stupid. I would feel like I'm cheating. That's why I went over there with nothing but fists. I was seriously gonna knock every single wasp out as it came out at me, but they are pretty nimble in the air. And I don't want to cheat. I'm on the ropes of buying one of those bug zapper tennis rackets because I could hit it with a tennis racket and it still takes my skill, to hit it, and it has the ability to dodge it. So it's not like I'm just spraying a flamethrower and killing them. It's a challenge for both of us. How did I come up with my logo for merch? This logo? That's a good question. There's a app or a software called TowBooks that a lot of tow companies use. Almost all tow companies will use TowBooks for their dispatching. Some of the people who work at TowBooks follow me, and I've and they sponsored an ad in Tow Time, not an ad, but a full page article about me in Tow Times magazine. Tow Times magazine did the article on me, did an interview, and that was awesome. And then a week later, I get a package in the mail from Tow Times, or not Tow Times, from TowBooks, and it was ink pens, a thank you letter, and all kinds of cool little trinkets and keychains, and then like a 200 pack stickers of this face that they had designed. And I was like, heck yeah, I will bring a 3X shirt for you, Henricus, for sure, definitely. So TowBooks made this logo, and then my truck burned to the ground, and I lost a lot of the stickers in that they gave me. And they met me at the next tow show and gave me more. And then they sent me the original to this artwork and said, do what you want. And that's what I've been making t-shirts and stuff with. I just heard a bicycle drive by. Somebody's gonna try and rob the junkyard tonight. Sell the haters love me hats and autograph the bill. That's not a bad idea. So I'm pretty sure that hat, I'm pretty sure is the gas station hat. You can get them at any truck stop gas station. But I'm pretty sure that they stole that idea from someone else and typed it. But all I gotta do is make my own heart, a little bit different of a heart, and I call it my own. One of my shirts from. I'm working on getting hats right now. It's a little trickier than getting shirts. Shirts are easy to come by, but hats are a little trickier. If you go on my profile, my background picture has my merch store on it, typed out on it. Because every time I post a link to the merch store, it thinks I'm spamming. So I just quit posting links to it. So I just type it on pictures now, and I'll post the pictures. But yeah, you can go to my merch store on my background picture on my profile. Or you can go to the Tow Truck Wags page that I made, and I believe I have a store built in on that page. Be a mentor for new tow truck drivers. That would be cool, but if I wasn't so quiet. I'm quiet in real life. The people I work with, they're just mesmerized watching my videos because they don't hear me talk ever. And then I went a long time I wouldn't eat in front of anybody. It's all self-esteem type stuff from way back when, but I wouldn't eat in front of anybody. And I went to the Florida Tow Show, and the guy from Big Stiffy and John DeWeese. There was a few people. They all went out to a nice steakhouse and invited me, and I was like, you know what? I'll do it. And I went to that, and so that's pretty cool. That was a big step for someone who don't like to put themselves out there in real life. I did go to a dinner at the Baltimore Tow Show. This is a pretty good story. Went to a dinner at the Baltimore Tow Show. I was sponsored. I don't want to say the wrong names. I can't remember the name of the people it was. I don't want to say the wrong one, so I'm not going to say any. They had a dinner, and I had 2 passes to the dinner. Well, me and the wife show up, and everybody there's like in fancy suits or dinnerware, and there's like 5 forks and 17 spoons all placed a certain way. I was like, oh my god, what are we doing? And the waiters and waitresses, they bring out 1 course at a time. Be sitting there, and they'll bring out the first course. Here's some bread, and then everyone will finish, and then they'll all come out like bees. So they swarm in, take all the plates away, and then the next football team of waiters comes in and throws another plate on the table until everyone eats that. Then they take them back. It was the craziest thing I ever seen, and it freaked me out. I felt like Leonardo da Vinci in Titanic when he was at the fancy bigwigs dinner, where everyone was wearing their suits and their dinner's best, and he was just the stowage passenger who got invited to dinner and didn't have anything to wear. That's what I felt like. So after the 3rd course, I made a plan with my wife. She was going to go to the bathroom. So she went to the bathroom, took her jacket, and I was supposed to wait 5 minutes and then go see myself. Da Vinci, yes, DiCaprio. See, it's late. So I was supposed to wait 5 minutes and go excuse myself and go to the bathroom. So right before I'm getting ready to go, they bring the next course out, which was cheesecake. And I liked the cheesecake. So I ate my cheesecake, and I ate my wife's cheesecake because I knew she wasn't coming back. So I swapped plates and ate her cheesecake. And then I excused myself for dinner, and then we snuck out the side door and never came back. which was extra awkward the next day because then one of the guys at the training I'd signed up for, the teacher of the training, turned out to be the guy that I was sitting by at that dinner that I just dine and dash snuck out on. So that was an awkward course. Oh, good times. The cheesecake was really good. It was pumpkin pie cheesecake, I believe. I'd never heard of anything like that, but it was good. They had crab soup. That was horrible. Oh my gosh. I'm not big on seafood. I'll eat Long John Silver's, but man, yeah, I somehow ended up in an elite dinner, and I'm just the 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 worker, the guy who gets his hands dirty, and somehow managed to finesse my way into the dinner for the elite. uh, they they were there was a couple people asking why I was there. How did you? So who are you? I'm just Brian. And ask how many towing companies I own. Half the people there, they would go around and their job was to simply buy out tow companies, acquire towing companies that were failing, and then they would put their sticker on the side of the truck. I had dinners with millionaires, and I had no idea what to say or do. It was weird. It was cool though. It's a great story. I'm elite, man. If I ever did become rich from any of this, I don't think I would ever be like that. I would still eat Casey's gas station cheeseburgers. I would have to change my entire way of life to live like that. I don't know if I'll ever be a millionaire, but I do have a goal in my head at least. I have a goal to have at least six figures in a bank account. That's my goal. That's all I want. And I'll be comfortable, happy. which was which is crazy because 20 years ago I was hitchhiking 2 counties away to borrow $20 bill off family members, and so to think that I could consider even having a six-figure bank account, that's crazy. I am sorry to hear about your friend in the motorcycle crash. That's pretty much why I won't ride anymore. It scares me to death. I've never been to the Chattanooga Tow Show. I'm excited about it. I bet it's really great. I bet it's really awesome. The people I've met in Tennessee have all been awesome people. What do you do when you are bumming out hardcore? Man, that's a hard question because I don't let myself get to that level anymore. I don't really get bummed out too horribly because I want to say evolved to the level to where I can lose everything I had and just be happy that I'm alive that day or that my family members that are alive are still here with me. I've lost so many people that my worst day I've had in my life so far, I would do anything to go back to that day because there's people alive on that day that aren't alive now that I would get to see again. So even your worst day, that's a day that one day that you're gonna wish you could go back to because there was someone there with you that you're not gonna have one day. So if you kind of simplify everything down and take away all the material items and the money and the jobs, stress and all that, and just be happy for life, then it's hard to get bummed out if you're happy, if you're so excited over the simplest thing. I wish I'd had that attitude my whole life, but unfortunately, it took losing a whole lot of people I was really close to before I finally got there. Let's see, I've been on here for 1 hour and 10 minutes. Been on YouTube for an hour and 40 minutes. It's crazy. I bought that motorcycle. That's what I wanted my whole life, was nothing. I just wanted a motorcycle, and I finally got one, and then I got a bigger one. It got it painted as, custom color, and I rode it, and I absolutely loved it. Oh, I could just, if I would have had the money, I would have just quit my job and just rode. But then I started cleaning up motorcycle accidents, and there was one, you know, had one where a guy, he had broke every bone in his body, and he was wrapped up inside the bike. They had to cut the bike, you know, in pieces to get his limbs to come off so they could put him on a stretcher. But he had his helmet on, and he was in there talking to us like no problem at all. Didn't feel a thing. Was having a conversation with us. That messed with my head really bad. But the worst one was a 70-year-old guy on his way to a bike ride, and he got hit on the highway. Got hit hard. I got to pick up the car that hit him and his bike, and they told me his family was coming to get stuff out of the bike, personal items out of the saddlebags, what was left. And I went out there to wipe any blood off, because I don't want them to see that. And there's hunks of flesh hanging off the screws on the bikes, the bolts and stuff, the jagged pieces. I've never got that out of my head. Hmm. So then next time I got on the motorcycle, I was on the highway. Cars were flying by me, and I realized I'm only doing 35 miles an hour because I was so scared. I was putting myself in more danger because I was being too careful. So I just kind of got off of it. I haven't really left town on the bike for a long time now. I'll ride around town, but that's about it. The worst car accident I've rolled to? That wasn't very long ago. Guy, it was a suicide. The guy he had been doing 100 miles an hour. But he hit a tree, but he didn't hit it head on like you would think he would. He drove and went sideways and slid sideways into the tree, and that car just like this can, it went, and it wrapped all the way around that tree. The coroner couldn't get the body out, so they call tow truck people. That's one of the jobs that most people don't realize tow truck drivers have to do. We So I had to pry that car off of the tree to get it to where they could take the body out. And of course, I'm looking in the driver's seat. I don't see nobody in there. They told me there's a body in there. I'm like, I don't see nobody. And I'm hooking up my hooks, and the car's, twisted and all that. And I look down, that guy's face is right here, that close to mine. Whew, man, that messed with me. But yeah, that's probably the worst one I've been on. The guy was young too. That's the sad part. I do love motorcycles, though. It's the reason why Vegas don't have open lunch, because of the cars, yeah. I didn't even have open lunch in high school. That wasn't a thing back then. That's not fair. I couldn't imagine doing a child. Oh my gosh. Mm-mm. Yeah, if I had to help retrieve the body from a child of a wreck, that might be the day that I step away for a couple weeks at least. Yeah, people don't understand. They're in 2,000-pound missiles, guided missiles on the highway, and which is normal anymore. But now you throw a phone in their hand, something for them to take their eyes off the road, and everybody thinks they can text and drive. Everybody does. They think, yeah, I can do a type a letter here, look up letter. That it, the the amount of distance you travel to type a three-letter word is insane. And that's how far that you're lucky that nobody stepped out in the road. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I'm sure we could all text without swearing. I can use my knee and hold the steering wheel, and I'm gold. But then that would be the moment that a kid on a bike or something would come in the road. If it's a clear road and there wasn't another human in sight for miles, then that would be all. I would be fine. But it's not like that in the real world. And there's kids and animals and drunk drivers that pop out of nowhere with with no warning. You watch Netflix, and I don't watch. I uh, I watch the predator catchers on YouTube. They act like they're a young child, and grown men are trying to meet them for unspeakable stuff. Well, I'll pull those videos up on YouTube, and I'll set my phone down, and I'll play it over the speakers, and I can listen to it, and it's the same as watching it, I guess. But my hands are free, and my eyes aren't pulled away from the road. And predator catchers, though, once you get on a binging streak of watching them, it's amazing. It's scary. Yeah, PCI. Oh, I love PCI. There's another one called Predator Poachers. They're pretty. They're pretty. They get a new guy every single freaking day. Sometimes two or three guys a day. And there's another one called DAP. Dads Against Predators. They're out of Ohio. They go out there, and they're not the kind that catch you and then call the cops. They catch you. They'll pop your tires right there in front of you on film. They spin them. Yeah, they don't care. DAP. I like them guys. They give the predator, they're like, okay, we'll give you two choices. I'm either gonna call the police, or you're gonna let us give you 5 strike smacks across the face. And they always choose the smacks across the face. Oh boy, that does. It's amazing how bad a smack could mess a face up. I used to live behind you on Mulberry Street. Yeah, that's where I grew up. Oh, you did the To Catch a Predators things? Those are cool. I'm sorry to hear that, Samantha. That is a good point about the bed of a rollback. It's right at that perfect decapitation level, and they're not marked. It's not like they're reflective. It's scary. And I got, oh no, I didn't. I wasn't in a rollback when I got hit. Never mind. How did I get into towing? I broke down one day. I was trying to earn good karma. I just started trying to do good in the world to try and make up for the wrong I'd done before. So I was delivering meals to homeless people, or not homeless, but people who couldn't afford the meals. I was delivering food, and I broke down. A guy named Josh came and towed me back to town in my van, and I got to ride in a tow truck for the first time, and I was infatuated with it. And then eventually it came out they were hiring, and I used him as a reference, and he helped get me the job. And then next thing I know, he was training me, and there we were. Have a good one. Good night, Hendrikus. I'll save you a 3X shirt. I am doing good. I'm a smoker, but I try to keep it off camera. It's hard not to. I think the world's full of tow truck drivers like me. I just have a green beard and stick out, so I get more attention, I guess. I'm lucky. I think we're all about the same inside. Six years going on 7. 3S towing and recovery. I will look that up. I smoke, but I hate smoking. I don't like the smell of it. I don't like the taste of it. I don't know why I do it. I'll catch myself hiding my cigarette, in my hand. I'll cup it like that if I'm in public. Just because I don't want, especially little kids, to see me holding a cigarette. Almost as much as your ex-wife. Have I ever had someone try and take off in a car I'm strapping down? I have not. That's because I've never done a repo. I don't do repos. My boss has considered there's been talk about repos, but we couldn't do it in the town that we're based out of. You don't crap in your own kitchen. So it's hard to tell if it would be worth the money to actually go to another town and do repos, and it probably wouldn't be. I don't know. But yeah, I don't do repos. The closest thing I do to repos is PPI calls, private property impounds, which is like if the fair's in town and you park your car at the dollar store around the corner from the fair and then just walk to the fair, the dollar store will have your car towed away. That's a private property impound. We do those. Those have got kind of nasty, which I kind of understand, because if you're at the fair, you come back to your car, you probably got kids with you, and that's shitty. But you parked there knowing that it's marked no, and they make it really well known. Don't park here if you're going to the fair. Like every spot has a giant sign, but people do. Or apartment complexes, you know, the, the drug people will have their cars, but they don't want it to be obvious they're all at this one person's house, so they'll park them all over the apartment complex. The apartment complex will call and have those cars towed away. Those can get a little frisky sometimes. But nobody's caught me yet taking their car and driving out. I've not been chased down the road with someone's car yet. I have a vape. I should I should use it more. They do smell and taste better. And you get more smoke, bigger cloud. I think that's fun. That's a good question, David Hatch. Yeah, they're pretty much they can shut your whole car down at the push of a button at the dealership. It's crazy. And of course, someone would have to go pick that car up. But anymore, Teslas, all the dealership has to do is say return to dealership, put it in the computer, and the car will drive itself back. It'll repo itself. Yeah, the police calls. I've been cussed out a few times. Been called a tweaker, and the cops will arrest some guy for driving without a license, and then I pull up. I get out of the rollback, and this guy who thinks he's real cool. He's like, "Oh, you got a freaking tweaker coming to get my car? Told me you go cut my converter off." And I had one guy do that before. He called me every name in the book. Said I was gonna. He was afraid I was gonna steal all his valuables and take his catalytic converter. And we were in the middle of nowhere, mind you. Well, the cop's like, "All right, we're good." I got in the rollback, and the cop started to leave, and the guy's like, "Hey, you you can't leave me here." And the cop's like, "You're not riding with me," because he'd been cussing at the cop the whole time. He's like, "You're not riding with me. We're not allowed to." And and he pointed at me. He goes, "That's your only option." Yeah, that was an awkward ride. I gave the guy a ride because I'm not a dick. My luck is I would have left him there and said karma, and then he would have got mauled to death by a big deer, a buck, and then I would have had that on my conscience. But yeah, I gave him a ride. And he was cool as hell in the truck though. After I let him have a ride, I wasn't a tweaker no more. Weird how that worked. It'd be really hard to get me to leave a person in a bad situation, knowing that I could get him out of it. My conscience won't let me do a lot of stuff nowadays that it used to. Yeah, when I first started towing, I came home and cried one night after a impound. It was a young couple. They had drove straight through a stoplight because it was raining hard, and went into a creek front first and got stuck in the mud, couldn't get out. I was pulling their car out, and I told them, you can drive it away to pay for the service charge for me coming here and doing that. And they had like $7 to their name, and they were special needs at that, which was worse. And I offered them a ride home, and the whole ride home they're telling each other, "It's okay, we've walked before, and we can do this again." And oh my god, it just destroyed my heart. Yeah, because these guys were so positive about life, and they just got in a small accident. Their car was drivable. They could have paid the company and had their car back, but they couldn't. That just destroyed my heart, and I cried that night. I came home crying, and my wife's like, "What in the hell is wrong with you?" So explained it. And, you don't have to be cold-hearted to do this job, but you can't be like that bad. It was horrible. But luckily, my boss worked with him, and they got their car back. So it had a happy ending. But for the night, I felt like shit. I felt like the biggest piece of garbage on the earth. It had crossed my mind to pay their tow bill so they could have their car. That's how bad it was. Gosh, that was a horrible night. I'm glad I'm not that sentimental anymore. You'll get the biggest sob story you have from everybody. But the ones that are true, you just know, you can tell. Have a good night, Jennifer. Oh wow. They let you load it up without being paid even? That's crazy. I've sat at other towing offices for a couple hours before, waiting on the customer to pay so I could load it. They wouldn't let me nowhere near it. And I've thought about doing like a tour where I do stand up, but I don't really think I could fill an hour and a half with jokes, but I could tell tow stories all night long. Wow. Scamming people for storage. Wow. That's crazy. Which car do I dread towing the most? And what is it? I don't like, if I'm getting them from the backside, I don't like doing like Buick Regals and stuff because there's no real axle to grab onto. It's hard. I don't like those because then you gotta get the special hooks and then find the toe points on it. And I've never really had a car that, a lot of the cars now will have a whole plastic cover under the entire thing where you can't access nothing. They want to force you to use that silly little tow eye that they have in the trunk you screw in and hook your chain to. I cannot stand living those. Or not living those. I can't stand using those to tow. Because I've seen them break before. BMWs. I almost bought a special bridle just for BMWs last year. Thank you, Samantha. I appreciate it. It's after midnight? That's crazy. Alright, I'll make this my last cigarette. Yeah, it's like a screw-in hook point. I hate those things so bad. I've seen them break. They're great because they never put them in the middle of the car. They always put it way off on the side, and it's okay at first, but then once you get closer to that winch, the the screw eye starts getting pulled this way. and then it's like, and then snap. Yeah, winch cables breaking are pretty scary stuff. I've seen them break more than a couple times, and I take extra precautions now to stay out of the line of fire. You can't always predict which way it's going to go, but you can get a good idea if you study the geometry of it a little bit. Yeah, those tow hooks, I do not like them. I'm still alive, until I finish this cigarette at least. See, I did a video about using a snatch block to move the angle, of your winch cable, but I didn't use a second snatch block for the top to make it reel back in the middle of the reel. I should have done that, but it was cold and snowing. I was only pulling the car 8 foot up the bed, so I'm like, I'll just pull it back out and then re-spool it straight. But yeah, internet's the internet, and everybody has an opinion. I got attacked on that one, but that's okay. Yeah, I've posted 1,700 videos, and if that's the only one that's offended, then I'm doing good. Are you a juggalo? I don't know. I have a Hatchet Man tattoo, and I do like ICP. I guess it depends what your definition of a juggalo is. I want a remote winch. That would be nice. Oh, I bet. Yeah, I bet it would go right through the back window. Man, I never thought of that. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Yeah, there's a million different ways to do everything. You can't make everybody happy with the way that you do it. Oh, I don't try to train anybody with my videos. I'm not a super genius towing instructor. I'm just a guy that's been in a lot of scenarios, and if you're a new guy, one of my suggestions might help you get off the highway faster. That's all. That's all I am. I don't try to claim to be a trainer or know everything at all, because I'm still learning stuff. You put me side by side with another tow truck operator, I guarantee I'll learn something by the end of that day that I didn't know. I try never to use the tow hooks. Sometimes the customers they swear by them. You're not touching my car if we don't use this. Do I consider myself a first responder? I don't. A lot of tow guys do, and I understand their argument too, but I don't. Only one time have I considered myself close to a first responder, and that's because a lady was hanging off the edge of the river, a big river. She had to have her foot on the brake because her car was out of control, wouldn't shut off. Had to have her foot slammed on the brake to keep from going over the river, and it was imperative that I got there fast and hooked onto her, or else she was over the river and dead. She had a dog, a little chihuahua, in the car, so the firemen and all that couldn't get inside without getting bit. So yeah, the hope, her best chance at surviving was a tow truck to show up, latch on to her. And I flew there. I got that on video, but I don't really post it because this is a shitty video. I had my phone in my shirt pocket while I'm running and all that. So that's the only time I would consider myself making a difference in saving somebody's life during a tow. So that's the only time I've been any sort of had responder type duties. Other than that, I'm there after the fact. Usually, I don't know, with my luck though, I seem to pull up right when the wrecks happen. Have a good night. Yeah, second responders, if that's a thing, that's what I would consider us. And we're still responders. We don't do life-saving actions on the regular. Okay, what's the question I might not like? Look like. Thoughts on new cars that don't have neutral overrides? I don't know I don't know. I can usually find a neutral override on most cars. Sometimes, though, there's just not one. In those cases, I just pop the linkage. Oh man. My crack sparrow. That's not offensive to me. No, I made that video because at the time, that song that I used in the video, people were making videos of people that they resembled at a younger age, what they look like now. Uh, I saw a guy do buckwheat from Little Rascals and stuff like that. But yeah, I always thought when I saw the Crack Sparrow video, I thought, I'm like, yeah, like, is that what I really look like? Because that guy kind of resembles me. So yeah, I did that video. And everybody freaking thought I was real. Thought it was really me. When the whole point of the video was that, that's not really me. But haha, I look like that guy. But yeah, then I did it on TikTok, where a lot of people understood the point of the video. But then I moved it to Facebook, where people didn't understand it and they thought it was really me. It wasn't really me. It's not even from this continent. I don't think he's over in Europe somewhere. Somebody wrote me and said that they were a friend of that guy and he has mental issues and all that. And I felt bad, but at the same time, I didn't record the video, so that part of the guilt's not on me, but I did reshare it, so I do. So I do share part of the guilt on that if he ever happened to see the video. I could pass for him. And I was Jack Sparrow for Halloween, and I did a really good imitation of him. Oh, you dropped a jack on your foot. Ouch. I was like that. I dressed up as a freaking kitty cat superhero, so I was in that same realm as the crack sparrow guy. So I was making fun of him, myself, as much as anyone thought I was making fun of him. And he got caught crossing a street, on video. I flaunted it. I walked the streets in a freaking kitty cat superhero costume. I took pictures. I posted pictures myself. So, yeah, I was in the same realm as that guy, so. I never got into crack. I did cocaine a couple times, and then I realized it only lasts 15 minutes. I was like, that's the biggest waste I've ever experienced in my entire life. And I never touched it again. I do not still have the cat suit, I don't think. It might be in a box somewhere. God, I hope I don't have it still. I don't want to find that. Thank you for the question. I'm glad I could clear that up. Apparently, still a lot of people still think that that's me. I do have a Teletubby suit still. You're welcome, Kyle. I'm glad that people are actually able to see tow truck videos now. It's a very misunderstood industry. Have a good night in North Carolina. I appreciate the help, the support. I have no clue how many viewers I've even had. This new dashboard doesn't show that, so. Is it a fidget? No, it's my cigarette lighter on a lighter leash, so no one can steal my lighter. Thank you, Josh. I'm assuming everybody can hear me okay with this microphone. Insights, what's that? Holy crap, I got 30 viewers. I had 140 at one time at once. Whoa. That's cool. Awesome. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and shut YouTube down now. Not much going on the YouTube side, and